Wednesday, everybody. I am Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and I'm coming to you live today from Skaneatles, New York, for some creative ink. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and for over 22 plus years, and I love sharing creative card ideas with you and helping that beginner stamper get going. Today's maybe a little bit technique-y, but it's an easy, whatever we're doing today, you can simply do it. It's just having the right tools to create today. So come on in, say hello. We have sunshine here in central New York, so I love it. Hopefully the sun is drying up all that yard out there, so it's not so our chicken pen, we have 52 chickens currently, and right now it's a muddy mess. So I'm hoping, we're expanding our pen and hoping that things dry up so they can get outside and start eating that lovely grass. So this is a different time than when I normally come and share with you. Usually I'm 3 p.m. every Wednesday. So so today is totally new. So come on in, say hello, and let me know if you're here. Otherwise, I am going to get started. Hi, Carol. Welcome. I'm glad there's somebody out there in Foreverland. And I'm just see if I can see the notifications here. Okay. And here we go. I think I've got it now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're going to get started. I will be back here. I'll repeat this a couple of times. I'll be back again at 7 p.m. because our retired list for the annual and the mini catalog, let me think here. So this is the January through April mini catalog for 2023. So that's retiring, so there'll be a list with all the items retiring out of there, as well as, I don't want to lose my spot here in my catalog, so let me flip it this way, as well as the 2022 annual catalog. This is all retiring, not all, but the list is going to be larger than normal this year, so because we're also having a color refresh, and plus with 2 catalogs also, so it's going to feel like there's a ton retiring when in reality not so. If we had broken it up, there wouldn't be as much, and if we didn't have the new color ink pads. So we're going to get fresh new colors, so it's going to be exciting to see the Stampin' Up! Color palette and to create what beautiful designer paper they're going to come up with all these new colors. So it's really exciting. So hi Carol and Joette and Sharon. Okay, well, if you can't make it back this evening, it's always on replay because I'm going to be coming back just in Facebook later tonight. Okay, so you can walk through it. So I plan to just highlight all the items that are retiring, because sometimes that retired list is a little bit hard to understand. So yeah, so sometimes it's easier just to walk through it and see the pictures in the catalog, and you can mark up your catalog if you want, or put a sticky note there, or whatever you want to do. Okay, all right, so let's get creating. So today, let me open up my catalog, the annual catalog here, and we will switch. Okay, hi Deb, welcome. Okay, so let's switch to this. So today I'm using the Country Gingham. You know, and I didn't even look to see if my camera's straight on or not. Hang on, let me just look. Yeah, it looks pretty darn good here. Let me just maybe smooch it down a little bit. Okay, we look pretty good. Because I was running late. It's been a crazy mess here today. All right, so Country Gingham Designer Paper. It's beautiful. It comes in 6x6, and you're going to find this in the mini catalog, okay? The gingham paper, I think, is just absolutely fabulous. So you've got like 4 color schemes, and you get 8 each of 6 designs, right? I think. Does that make sense? I'm not sure, because this is front and back color. So yeah, so it must be 8 of 6 designs. I think I did the math right. So yeah, because that would be 48. So or maybe it's 4 each. I don't know. It's there. There's 48 sheets of designer paper. My brain is mush today. Okay, and then we're also, this is the first time I've inked up this bundle. So did anybody guess what I was doing? I didn't even have checks to check. If you figured out that we were using the Potted Geraniums Bundle in our annual catalog. It's fabulous. Just in time for summer, right? For those summer flowers that we're all going to be potting up soon, correct? So let's look at the stamps and dies here. Let's see. So here's the stamp set. That's a little bit better. There's really some really nice words in it. So you can find this on page 58 of your catalog, okay? And then look at these dies. This is a standalone die here. And this is, yeah, all the others die cut something. Well, and these two here are standalone. So we're going to showcase that as well. And this one's a standalone as well. Okay, Nancy. So this one, I should have cut one of these out, but I have a sample with this, okay? So I'll make sure to point this out. This cuts out like an outline image, and then this is a solid piece that layers underneath the greenery here, so you can get like a two-tone effect. So, so hopefully you like how I created my geraniums. They're a little bit wild and crazy, so I was trying to think. I mean, all I can think of is like pink and red geraniums. So, so what color geraniums are out there, you know? Let me know in the comments if there's more than red and pink geraniums. It's been a while since I've, I don't know, gone geranium shopping. So, okay, so let's start creating, right? So we're going to start with this stamp set. So this is two-step stamping, which is really awesome. This is great for beginners. So you could just really get this and work with it even without the dies, because you could easily fussy cut this if you wanted to get some dimension. But you could still work with it if you're a beginner stamper. Okay. Hi Betty, welcome. So, and the words are really nice, and I love the little pot, you know, planner little sign that goes in it too. So we have a solid image here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me get some, I don't know if it'll show up on this. This is all totally solid. In fact, let's just stamp this in some green so you guys can see this. So we've got a solid image, okay, like that. And then this is the outline image here, okay. There we go. So isn't that pretty? I mean, even just that alone, because I even was playing around and did it with Sweet Sorbet. Look at that. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit more too for you guys. Whoops. Okay, that's a little too much. Just stop there. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, so just lots of creativity here. All right, hopefully I didn't need that. I don't think I did. Okay, so we're gonna stamp on some basic white cardstock. Okay, and I gotta think. Okay, this is where it's kind of like up to you as to what to stamp with. Sometimes I do the outline first and then the solid part, or sometimes I do the solid first and then the outline. So I think you just have to kind of get your own rhythm as to what you would like, what works best for you. So we're going to stamp the outline first, okay? And then we're going to do the solid one. Now, because I'm using the same ink, I'm going to want to have a little bit lighter effect. So I'm going to stamp off, okay? So got rid of some of my ink on my block here. Let's move over. I don't think I'm in the picture here as well. And then you could, because this is photopolymer, you can see exactly, hopefully I don't get my head in the way, where it lines up with the outlines of the flowers. So it's really cool. Look at that. Isn't that just fabulous? There we go. So we've got that. And then we're going to die cut this. Okay, I'm going to just cut off a little bit there. We don't need that. What else do I need to do? I've done that. Okay. The other thing we're going to do, as long as we're stamping, I've already pre-stamped my marker, but I'm going to add the words to this. Okay. And we're going to do just for you. And let's see. I'm going to just put that in the center. Look at that. Isn't that just the cutest little flower pick there? And we're going to die cut that as well. Okay, let me close up some ink pads here and just tidy up the desk as we're going. Now we're going to bring in the mini cut and emboss here because this set will work with it, okay? Let's see. So we need the flower pick here. And you guys remember how we do our sandwich? It's plate 1, plate 2. I'm going to go this way because that's a little bowed. And then we're going to add this on here. And because this is a little, fussy, I'm going to grab a sticky note here. If I can get it out of my basket, it's kind of like wedged down in there. Here we go. Okay, I always keep sticky notes handy. They're a great item to have on your desk. So we've got that center down there, and that's going to hold my die in place, hopefully. Okay, so remember the tip I gave. We're going to make an E sandwich, okay? The letter E with our plates. The bottom one is that way. This middle one is in some. And then we're going to line this one up again with the bottom one. So we make the letter E. So it'll slide through our mini machine. And so do you all remember the boho machine? It's going to become available for demonstrators to purchase. And if there's any left over, they're going to let customers purchase them as well. So if you're in love with a blue boho machine, you'll have an opportunity to purchase it at some point, hopefully. But I'll let you know if it does become available. Look at that. Isn't that just like die cut so beautifully? Having that sticky note just really helped. Okay, we're not done with this. We got to die cut our geraniums, right? So let's get this, start making our E, and then we're going to do this, and this cuts out the solid image. Now this I definitely want. So this one you want to take your time with it. You want to make sure the stem down here is lined up, and then these up in here are lined up. You just kind of take your time and try not to see any white around your image. And we're going to take a little bit bigger sticky note this time. Just fold this over so it's out of the way. I think that looks good. So let's run our sandwich through. Hi, Kathy and Joette, and Betty is here. They're pink, dark red. Okay, so Betty is letting us know what color geraniums. So pink, dark red, light red, and white. And sometimes there's like variegated ones, right? So my grandmother, this reminds me of my grandparents, my grandmother, because they always wintered over their geraniums. It was always down in their basements, and because they had kind of like a stone basement, so it always smelled differently, and you could always in the wintertime smell the geraniums in the basement if you were to go down there. So okay, so we've got our geranium piece here cut, and let's work on our card base, right? So we're going to start building. Oh, and I pre-cut these things. These are little, remember these are the standalone dies here. Let me grab this. Where's the other one? So there's like a two-stepping here. There's more of this outline one and then a more solid one. So you can layer these on with 2 different colors. So we're going to have 2 different colors here. So let's grab our multi-purpose liquid glue, which is, I feel, a staple everybody needs to have in their tools, just some of the basic tools. And it's probably wise if you have, like, if you're using like not a new one, because it could come out really, really fast, because you just want just a hint of glue on this, okay, because it is so delicate. And I didn't try like our adhesive sheets to put some on the back and then die cut it to see. And then this just kind of lines up. You just have to take your time, and you'll kind of see how it lines up with the bottom petals, some of the outlines stuff. So we've got one. All right, we're gonna add 2 of these to our card. Okay, so how is everyone today? Hi, Karen from Iowa, welcome. I had a beautiful peach. Oh, that would be really pretty. Betty, your grandmother did the same. I know. My grandparents, they had huge flower beds, you know, lupins and lilies and just all kinds of stuff. Delphiniums, because my grandmother, delphiniums, I always have some of those. I try to have a delphinium. Yeah, I do have one growing. Once in a while they die on me. But delphinium plant, because that my grandmother's name was Delphine. So that always reminds me of my grandmother. Do you have flowers that remind you of, you know, some of your relatives? Yeah, lots of them. Even though my mom, she always loved peonies. So peonies was one of hers favorite flowers. And the bleeding heart. So, okay, so we've got these going, okay? Except for they never last long enough, right? Some of those flowers, you wish they could just stay all summer long. Okay, so next we are going to, let me move those out of the way. We are pulling in the new radiating dies. Has anybody got these yet or seen them in our online exclusive part of the store, shopping store? These are fabulous. So today we're going to use this big one. And when you die cut this, you need a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. Okay. Do I have one here? Let me see. Do I have a 1/4 sheet? Well, we can look at the card base. We're going to use basic white card base. Okay. Thick basic white, because I love making sure that's a nice sturdy base. And you can see it uses almost the whole thing, okay? So you need a 1/4 sheet for that. So I've already die cut that out, okay? Look at the stitching on here. Let me see. We've got so much sunshine. I want to make sure you guys look at that fabulous stitching there. It's just absolutely, it goes all the way around. And then we're using the rectangle dies here as well. I love these, the stitch rectangle dies. So I'm using the 3rd largest one. So, yep, I got the 3rd largest one there. These are fabulous. I hope those don't retire, because I love those. I'm anxious to see the retired list. Okay, and then I cut a piece of balmy blue, and this is my last piece of balmy blue, other than a few little scraps. If it retires, I probably still need to order a package or 2 just to make sure I don't have something I need to finish up creating with it. But I am plumb out of balmy blue. I'm like, oh boy, because I was going to make something else, and I'm like, oh boy. Had to switch gears here. Okay, so we're going to map this onto here. So while I'm doing this, guys, I want you to start thinking, we're going to add some ribbon to this. So we have the white crinkled seam binding, or this, what do we call this? Black and white gingham ribbon. Okay, so what do you think would look good with this? Remember, we're creating our geranium here. Okay. All right, I'm kind of like, so this is kind of like give you some inspiration here, what you would like. Hi, Elaine, the African violets, my girl had lots, and my mother had begonias. Oh, that's so, those are pretty, Betty. Oh, I love it. Okay, so while you guys are letting me know about ribbon choices, we're going to kind of assemble this. And I've already pre-stamped the pot. I'm using Balmy Blue, and they have, this is a two-stepping pot too, okay? So they have a solid image, so I stamped off, and then there's kind of like this other image that's kind of part way to give the shading on your pot, and then stamp that. This one's a little more trickier than normal. Just lining back up, I thought it was a little harder to see, but it might be, it's a little better on white cardstock, but on the colored, but I just figured, you know, it's okay if the stamp, I even stamped it a couple times to kind of cover up where I missed lining it up perfectly. So we're going to take our pot and we're going to take a mini glue dot. Here we go. And add a glue dot to the front here of the stem, just on the front down here, okay? And I'm going to just kind of pop this down onto here, all right? Just to kind of attach them together, okay? Now we're going to add dimensionals. We're using lots of dimensionals with this card. White ribbon, okay, we've got a white ribbon, white, the black and white. I got to go back and look here. So we got 2 black and whites and white. So somebody needs to be the tiebreaker. The next one that posts will be our tiebreaker. Okay. So somebody, make sure you post. Be the tiebreaker. Okay. I need, I'm going to use some edges here because I want to make sure I put a dimensional over my stem here, okay? And I'm not in the screenshot, am I? So I make sure I put a dimensional where the stem attaches to that pot, and then we're just going to add lots more dimensionals, and even pull in a few minis as well, okay? So let's grab some minis, white. Okay, we're going with white. Thanks, guys. All right. Oh, you're going to make me tie that staticky white. Okay, but I can do it. All right. I think that's pretty good. So we're going to take our white ribbon and we are going to tie a bow around this. Okay. So the key is to make sure, let's see, do I have enough there? Yeah. You guys know the trick. I just kind of make a pretend loop and actually, why don't I just cut this now? It's about half. And then that'll be out of the way. Might be easier to tie. And when you don't adhere down your ribbon, you can just kind of tie it anywhere and then adjust it after you're done tying. Just tighten the spot that's comfortable so you get the tightest bow possible, because we can slide it around. Okay, so let's see. See the crinkly. Here we go. Oh, I don't normally have this much trouble. Okay, there we go. So we're going to adjust the size of our bow. And I never cut it until I'm all done assembling the card. Because maybe I might want to adjust the bow again, you know, and my bow is twisted. Let's see if we can get this situated around. Okay, that's looking pretty darn good. So I need this. So see how I can slide the ribbon around the card here? Just slide. So that way I don't worry about where it is, and then I can slide it up and down because I want it a little bit lower, and that over to the side a little bit more, okay? And then I could still fuss with it again in a little bit. I know, Carol. Bows, right? So I'm not going to take the dimensionals. Let's just kind of think, oh yeah, I think that's like perfect. Maybe we could slide it a little bit more towards the center. There we go. I think that's pretty good. So I don't want it too high because I want my flowers to go up here, right? Okay, so let's put this on. Just move that bow out of the way. Okay. Okay, so who's excited about the the color refresh. Is there a color that you're hoping they bring back, or a color that you're okay with retiring? I haven't really thought about it too much. I do know I want Fresh Freesia to stay. It's an in color that's retiring this year, and I'm going to be sad about like if Soft Succulent or even Evening Evergreen goes. So I don't know. I'm sure, hopefully, you know, they're, whatever they retire, there's always going to be something just as beautiful that's going to come back. So let me just remember to do this part here. So here's my host code for the month. So if you need to place an order from some of the retired lists tonight, there's the host code that you can use to place your order. Okay, so I think we're looking good. Don't you love the blue pot? Wait till you see my first example. I used a different color. Okay, so we're going to take these and we're going to put mini dimensionals on the back of these. And I'm not going to worry too much. The dimensional doesn't really show up that much, you know, through it. So we'll just go with it. But we're going to add, you know, one more thing to it. Minis are great to have on hand too. You don't have to cut them, the big ones, apart just to get that little, you know, to fit in a dimensional in a tiny space. Okay, so let's put these on because we're almost done with this card. And I didn't think about, we're going to stamp, I guess, we'll stamp a greeting on the inside. I'm going to put that there and add these. But I'm trying to think what other paper. There's tons of paper that this would go with. So, but I love the gingham. It just looks so summery, doesn't it? There, look at that. Isn't that just pretty? So we're going to add, let's see. Let's put this on our card base. Let's get rid of that. I didn't put my light on. Hopefully you guys can see everything okay. Not sure where my remote is either. So I can't even put my light on, but I think it's bright enough today that you guys can see, I hope. So we're just centering this on the base. It's a little bit, it's narrower and a little bit longer, so you just gotta look at the dimensions, okay? And I didn't put anything around where the stitching is. I just cut my adhesive to the center, but you could do it either way. Okay, so we're going to put dimensionals on the back of this one, on our main focal piece here, and center this as well. Okay, now we can cut our ribbon. What do you guys think? But we're not quite done. We're going to add some an embellishment. Let's see. I think we're going to go like this way. And then this way. All right. Isn't that just beautiful? Look at that. Maybe I'll leave the inside blank. Okay, and don't forget, we got this little pick here as well. So we're going to take a dimensional, and then we're going to just stick it in the pot. Hopefully there might be a dimensional in the way. I'm going to just kind of lift it up and just kind of set it out of the way. There we go. Okay, so how are we going to add some bling? We're going to add some bling. We're going to pull in some of our pearls. These are so old. I haven't used pearls in a long time. So this is the old logo here. That's how old these pearls are, right? And we're going to take our Real Red blend and we're going to add some color to our pearls. Oh, but never bought the set. I know, Karen, it's really pretty, and thank you. So I'm using the brush tip end. So just remember when you're doing this, especially if you're doing it on rhinestones or some other embellishment, it can, you know, like tear at your brush tip. You could use the bullet end, but I find like it doesn't get like around the end a little bit. And you might want to just go back over them a second time. And I meant to do this ahead of time. So it's just quick. It's alcohol because these are alcohol blends. They dry really fast. It dries really fast. And it just adds some color to it. So I'm just going to go over them a second time just to make sure we have a nice bright pearl here. Okay. I thought this looked, it just needed something, don't you think? So we're going to take our pick tool. Take your pick tool and get the putty here going. And let's see. Let's move some things out of the way. I think we're done with that. So, and let me just zoom in just a little bit more and just start adding your pearls onto here. I just used a row of them and 10 of them really, so lots of pearls. But it just kind of adds a little bit of something to the card because, you know, we always got to over embellish, right? Okay, let's see. One more. Where am I going to put this one? Right there. Okay, who's colored their pearls like this before? Have you done that? Colored your pearls? I know, colored. I know, it's hard to remember everything, isn't it, Joette? Okay, can you see the pearls in there? I'll take photos, so hopefully you can see them. Maybe I'll zoom in. There we go. Look at those pearls. So there's our card for today. And I was so busy, I didn't finish the envelope. So this is what's left over when I cut this. I cut off a 3, because it's 6 by 6. I cut off a 3 1/4 inch strip. Die cut my designer paper with the stitch rectangle, and there was this much left over, so you could even cut that, use some of this like on another card, put it in your trimmer and trim it up, and make like a strip card, you know, with all these leftover colors. So because wait till you see the other colors that I created for you guys today. Look at that. There we go. I don't know. I'm in love with this. So now I've got to like play around a little bit more. Because there's also, I had a little bit of trouble with this one. Let me kind of, there's this stamp here. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's a smaller one. And I think it's meant to go like on top of the pot here, like this, like if you were doing a pot by itself. But this one, I'll be honest, I had a little bit of trouble stamping this one because it was just hard to see. So I pulled out, I die cut, you know, a white one, and then I just stuck it in my template. Do I have one here? I don't have one here, but say for instance this was a template that I die cut the white out. I stuck it back in and then I stamped it, okay? And then I had better success. Because when I went to die cut it, I had a hard time lining it up. It's so like the die cutting is so off. So let's see, what else do I need to show you? I think that's it. So let's look at the other samples, right? So here's one right there. And let me just make sure my desk is clean for you guys. Here. Whoops. Here's my original sample right here. So here it is with the what did I use? Soft suede is what I used on this one. I stamped off and then highlighted again, so you can really see the two-step stamping with that. So there's that. You're gonna have to tell me what your favorite color is, okay? And then look at this one. What do you think of this color combo? So we've got Petal Pink for the gingham, and then I used Fresh Freesia and Highland Heather. You should have seen me last night. I had lots of colors out. That's why you saw in my post today, I had like die cut a bunch of different stuff because I was just trying to come up with some really cool color combinations. So, and look at the pearls on that one. They're just so pretty. Okay, so we've got I'm going to call it the Petal Pink one. Here's an, oh yeah, this one's cool. So here's this one here. So I used Real Red for the flowers underneath, and then Flirty Flamingo. And then here is the other die cut one. Remember we talked about that? Where it die cuts out the outline. And then you had, let's see, this here to in Garden Green. So I used Evening Evergreen for the outline here for the outline, and then Evening Evergreen or Garden Green for the solid part. So, and then there's that gingham. So do you like the gingham with it? You love the Highland Heather. That was Jack's, my husband Jack. That was his first choice. I'm showing him my samples last night, and he's like, I like this one the best. And I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah. Okay. So we've got, and then finally, I don't know, I'm kind of prone to this one. What do you think of this one? So it's Crushed Curry on the bottom, and then Daffodil Delight on the top. And then I use the same Evening Evergreen and Garden Green, just the solid images die cut. So, okay. Whew, that was a lot, huh? So I hope you enjoyed today. And make sure you visit my online store for any of these things. And let me just remind you that today, products or everything that's on the retired list is while supplies last, okay? So they're going to look, and the discounts do not start until April 4th. So you have a few days to decide, do you get it now or do you wait for the discount, and things could sell out. So just kind of keep that in mind, okay? And if you've got a wish list that's over $100, really think about signing up to be a demonstrator. There's no special sign up, but you would save 20% on your order, you know, on your second order. If you have like a huge list over, you know, $125 and still want to keep adding more, then you might want to consider signing up to be a demonstrator and join my Inking with Heart Stampers team. Okay, so let's look at to see what everybody's thoughts were. So Balmy Blue, but like the brown pot. Oh, okay. That's, yeah, that looks nice too, Karen. Love the flowers. Great cards. Thank you, guys. So make sure to give me lots of hearts. Share this with your friends and family. And I'm so glad you enjoyed today. So what are we doing? So come back here at 7 p.m. tonight, and we will walk through that retired list together. And if there's anything about the new catalog that I can share, I'll share that as well. I might be able to tell you what the new in colors are or whatever. I'm not sure. We're waiting to see what we can share and what we can't share, whether we have to wait until beginning of May 1st or not. So we'll see, okay? All right, have a good afternoon. I'm going to clean up my desk, get my Sharpies ready so I can start highlighting my catalog. And I'll also be posting the retired list as soon as I can online as well. Okay, everybody, have a good afternoon, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.